Hello students, welcome to the online lecture series. In the previous lectures, you were provided with an introduction to the cytoskeleton and the three filament systems that together form the cell cytoskeleton. I will be taking up each filament system, that is the microtubules, the microfilament and the intermediate filaments in a separate lecture for a detailed coverage of each. We already studied the structure and composition of microtubules and the microtubular dynamics. Today we will study the two classes of motor proteins and then the functions of microtubules. The major two motor proteins are the kinesins and dyneins that are responsible for powering the variety of movements. Both of them move along the microtubule in opposite directions. Kinesins move towards the plus end and dyneins move toward the minus end. Each kinesin molecule is a tetramer. That means it is constructed in a way that it has two identical heavy chains and two light chains. A kinesin molecule has several parts, which includes a pair of globular head. This is the globular head. It is a pair two globular heads that bind a microtubule and act as the ATP hydrolyzing force generating engines. Each head is connected to a neck, which is connected to the stalk, and it ends into a tail which is fan-like, which binds the cargo that has to be hauled. That is the cargo which has to be moved, the cargo which has to be pulled, the cargo that has to be dragged. So the cargo attaches to this fan-shaped tail. Now the kinesin motion is highly processive, that is, it is highly advancing. As we have already studied, kinesins are motor proteins that move along the microtubules. When a kinesin molecule moves along the microtubule, the two head groups of the kinesin molecules operate in tandem. That is, they move one behind the other. They work in conjugation with each other. That is, one head binds first and then it is followed by the next. Both the head groups of kinesins are dissociated at the same time. But before that, the molecule takes many steps. Typically, a single kinesin molecule takes 100 or more steps in a period of a few seconds towards the plus end before the molecule becomes detached from the microtubule. The average step size is a value that corresponds to the distance between the consecutive alpha or beta tubulin subunits along each protofilament. The kinesin movement along the microtubule is strongly increased by the addition of ATP. Now this picture shows the structure of kinesin in a systematic manner. These are the two globular heads attached to the neck. This is the stalk and this is the fan-shaped tail. So it consists of these two heads, two heavy chains, two light chains. The three-dimensional structure of kinesin dimer shows each head is attached to the helical neck region, which forms the coiled dimer. Now again in this picture, this is a model of the kinesin which catalyzes the vesicle transport. This is the stationary microtubule, this is the positive end and this is the negative end. This is the kinesin molecule, okay, and this is the site for attachment to the receptor. So this is the kinesin receptor. This is the vesicle that has to be, the cargo that has to be pulled, which has to be dragged to the positive end. So kinesin molecule attaches to the vesicle, transports the vesicle to the positive end of the stationary microtubule. Now the dyneins. The dyneins are the first microtubule motors that were identified. They are very large in size. Dyneins are called the minus end directed motors because, as we have seen earlier, they move towards the minus end. This is their structure again. It consists of a globular head, the heavy chains, the stem, and these are the light chains. And this is the receptor site where it attaches to the cargo. But this will transport the cargo to the minus end. Dynein is a motor protein in cells that converts the chemical energy contained in the ATP. It converts it into the mechanical energy of movement. Dynein transports various cellular cargo by walking along the cytoskeleton microtubules towards the minus end of the microtubule. We have already seen this, that they move towards the minus and they transport the cargo towards the minus end. They transport cargo from the periphery of the cell to the center of the cell. Now, dyneins are of two types: exonymal dynein and cytoplasmic dynein. The exonymal dyneins are present in the flagella or cilia of the eukaryotes, and they help in their beating movements for effective movements. The cytoplasmic dyneins probably help to position the Golgi complex and other organelles in the cell. They also help in transporting the cargo that is needed for cell function, such as the vesicles that are made by the endoplasmic reticulum, the endosomes and lysosomes. It is also involved in the movement of chromosomes and positioning the mitotic spindles from cell division. Now, this is the functional classes of microtubule protein, motor proteins. Okay, this is the class of the motor proteins. This is the common members. This is the cargo that has to be transported, and this is the direction of movement, that is the movement of the motor proteins towards the plus end or towards the minus end. Now we come to the functions of the microtubules. The first and the foremost important function of microtubule is the mechanical function. The shape of the cell and the cell processes such as axon and dendrites of neurons, the microvilli, have been correlated to the orientation and distribution of microtubules. Morphogenesis. During cell differentiation, the mechanical function of microtubules is used to determine the shape of the developing cells. Then the cellular polarity and motility. The determination of the intrinsic polarity of certain cells is also related to the microtubules. Another important function is the contraction. The microtubules play a role in contraction of spindle, the movement of chromosomes and centrioles, in ciliary and flagellar motion. Another important function is circulation and transport. Microtubules are involved in the transport of macromolecules, granules and vesicles within the cell. So with this, we end today with the microtubules. The various lectures that we have started from the introduction to cytoskeleton to the microtubules, these are the the books which you can use as reference. So with this, today we come to an end of the microtubules. In the next lecture, we will take up another component of cytoskeleton, that is the microfilament.